G'day everyone, Duckville here. We're going to watch a game from TSL 4. This is going to be a little, of course, like a pre-showing of one of the great Australian players who's going to be playing at the Australian WCS Nationals Tournament, which is going on the 11th of August and the 12th. So we've got a double sort of competition going on at that point. So I thought we'd have a look at another player here. Starting up at the top right-hand side is his opponent. It is ROOTCatZ, who's of course everyone knows Cats. He does some crazy things when streaming. Of course, has just recently reformed the Root Gaming team, and they're looking to get some really cool stuff going. Of course, they've got some of their good players back on the team, so we'll find out if they're going to be able to do some good things coming up in esports. Of course, our feature player here down at the bottom left-hand side of Daybreak in the teal is EdgE, who is now currently playing for cR.EdgE Esports, an Australian team that recently, or sort of a couple of months back, just added on their StarCraft 2 team, and we'll see what he's going to get up to here. Of course, this is ZvZ, which is a very common thing to see here in the Australian scene with a lot of Zerg players. As I mentioned, we've got like a lot of guys, including some of the ones that'll be at WCS, including Pig, Moonglade, and then some of those other guys there who are just fantastic players. There are a couple of Terrans, there's some Protoss as well, so don't think that when the stream is on, you're only going to get Zerg versus Zerg. Oh my god, if I was a caster for that, you would absolutely die. But what we will see is some really good games. Of course, Tasteless and Artosis will be there casting. HD and Pain User will be there as well. So it's going to be a really good event. I hope that everyone could tune in and perhaps get involved with some of these Australian players. We'll find that EdgE has got some really good micro. He's fantastic with these sort of Ling Bane battles and that sort of stuff, which is always a big feature of Zerg versus Zerg. Overlord's just having a little kiss in the middle, just crossing paths there, and it looks as if both these guys happy to take their natural expand. Of course, a very common way to open up on this map is to just take the expansion. Of course, your opponents, even if your opponent does a very early pull or gets their pull up slightly earlier than yours, not too much of a problem given their massive run distance for this map. It's a very macro-orientated map. Being the TSL, this is the proper version of the map, not the terrible ladder version, where we've got the rich Vespene geyser here that you grab some gas out slightly faster, and only a 6 mineral patch here at that 4th base. So this is unlike the ladder version, where this is just a standard sort of base with the double geysers, etc., etc. This one it's much more tactical in terms of if you take this base, because of course you will get a nicer little bit of gas income from taking it, but it is more exposed. Of course, you've got the entry path up through here. You've also got this one coming down the ramp as well, and then not to mention the middle and these top sides, which all lead into this base, which is why originally in the proper version of this map, that's why there is a slight difference with the actual income at that base. So it's much more tactical. Of course, that was unfortunately taken out in the ladder version by Blizzard, thinking that people would, they might need to use their brains and that'd be a bad thing. But anyway, enough about that. We've got a couple links out for EdgE. He's going to just head across the map and see what he can do. Of course, he'll want to try and find if there is a, any sort of crazy third base going up from Cats, or if there's some sort of tech. If you can maybe get a quick look in at what's going on inside the main base, that would be quite nice for him. But he grabs the tower, sees where the Overlords are positioned at the moment, so he is going to get inside. The Queen just heading across, she's going to take down the neutral depot. But here go those Lings. They do get inside, and it looks as if they are going to find exactly what's going on. As we can see, they find the spawning pool. Maybe going to take a few shots at some of these drones. One of the Lings does get taken out, and it looks as if that second one will as well. There we go, down he goes, and Cats is adequately defended. Of course, the tech is easily revealed right there. So at the moment, Cats just he's just slightly in the dark at the moment. Not too much of an issue. I suppose it's not as if someone's going to do something crazy like a triple Roach Warren build or something ridiculous like that. So as long as you do certain things, you can be quite safe. And it looks as if Cats is getting up his Baneling there, so he's going to make sure he's safe against any possible further Ling attacks that might come by. So that completes now. EdgE is getting his own Baneling nest as well, and speed is also just about done for EdgE. So he's invested a little bit more into his capabilities there. Of course, cR.EdgE does have his speed as well. It finished just slightly earlier, and a couple of banelings will go up just to make sure, as we've said, that he's protected against any of those crazy run-bys that might occur. And it looks as if EdgE is going to perhaps try and get through and get some damage done. A little bit of micro here, as we said. EdgE really good with his Ling and baneling control, but he does lose one of his Lings and will have to retreat for the time being. Meanwhile, for cR.EdgE, he's going to send a second force across the top side of the map to try and catch up with the others. Meanwhile, back at home, the work account looking good for EdgE at the moment. He's up to 41 drones, cR.EdgE's on 34, but there will be a huge bunch of drones just about to pop out for cR.EdgE. There they are, 38. And it looks as if cR.EdgE is not going to get too far here. He does have a superior count of Lings, but there are the banelings back in the natural for EdgE that sort of threatens to blow up all of his cool little plans that he had going. But there are going to be more banelings here for cR.EdgE, and he does get through. Looks as if 4 of them come across. They may try and get inside the mineral line. Good targeting there by EdgE to try and get rid of the banelings, but the banelings still get through. Are they going to hit the drones? Yes, they do get a couple of the drones, and some of the others were put into a little bit of red health there. So EdgE, suffering a little bit of a setback, does lose 4 of his drones, which is obviously not a massive amount, but of course we are in ZvZ, where every drone counts. Of course, it's not the craziness of ZvZ in Brood War, where commonly you'll see games that just have like 6 drones going on both players, and they try and just get all their production going off that sort of thing. But you know, as we said, every little bit counts in this particular matchup. It counts in every matchup, every mirror matchup, I should say. And, you know, it's just something always to consider. So EdgE is going for what looks to be just going to be heavy on the Lings and the banelings for the time being. He's got +1 to melee going up. There is Carapace as well. cR.EdgE is going to spot what is going on here. Clean going to try and deflect that Overseer, but not before he sees everything that is going on. Not to mention a little changeling is going to bust through as well. Going to head down towards the third base perhaps, although he will have to be careful because there are some Lings now moving across, and EdgE is going to find that there is a third base here for cR.EdgE. So cR.EdgE is going to be able to, he'll have to cancel that. There we go. So he does cancel, loses the drone as well. For EdgE, meanwhile, his third is being established as well. Just over a third done here. And I think we'll have to see if EdgE is going to be prepared. I've seen a lot of people just send over a single or perhaps a pair of banelings across to the third base to make sure it's protected against any sort of mass lane counterattacks like we saw from EdgE over here. But he hasn't done it just yet. We may see, okay, there is one. Alright, so he's got one going across, a couple more banelings heading out on the map, perhaps to try and see if he can get into this third and deny that yet again. cR.EdgE, meanwhile, sitting in a nice spot. He is getting the upgrade for the Overlord speed as well, so those Overlords can fly just a little bit faster. Infestation Pit is done for cR.EdgE's Pathogen Gland as well. Both these players getting their lair up in a nice time, and EdgE is going to get his 4th hatchery up just to make sure that he is getting good production going. But here is that third base again, and there are those Banes that we were talking about to try and deny that sort of attack from occurring, but it doesn't actually work. Despite the win of all of those Lings that he did kill, he's not able to stop it from being destroyed, and it looks as if EdgE is going to have his own fun with a couple of banelings here at the third base, but there is one little Ling trying to take care of the baneling, and he does lose it, so there's going to be a bit of a surround here. EdgE coming in from the right-hand side. Here we go. It looks as if the banelings are going to be a big component here. EdgE getting absolutely smashed there with a lot of those Lings being picked up by one of the Banes, but more Banes coming in from EdgE, and he does finish off the rest of the Lings and force them out for the time being. So this has been a bit of a crazy sort of Ling-Bane battle here between these two players. And just looking at the economy, we've got cR.EdgE sitting on a total of 50 drones at the moment. He's against the 46 drones of EdgE, so EdgE just slightly behind, as we saw. He did lose a couple of those earlier on in the game, but now cR.EdgE is trying to just assert his dominance on the map. He does have a couple of infestors that are now moving out. They are going to try and get through into the main base. Perhaps there is a Spore Crawler. Is he going to catch those infestors before they get inside? Does. There it is. The Spore Crawler does its duty. There was a little bit of an attack here up at the at that base, but it doesn't get too far. But the infested Terrans now taken down, trying to get the Queen, but they're not going to make it. I don't think the Queen will be too badly hurt there, but a couple of Lings getting inside the main as well. Good protection here from EdgE. He is able to pretty much just handle all of these attacks, but there is more going on at the third. He's lost a Queen that was at the third there. A Baneling now coming in is going to deny. Huge fungal growth there, catching out a lot of those Banelings that were coming up. An Infestor also being caught out by EdgE here, and cR.EdgE is going to be trying to do as much as he can. Of course, a couple of fungals will take down all those sorts of lings that are there and throws out a few of those beach balls just to try and make the best of what the situation brought to him. So this has been a really sort of crazy, hectic sort of game here with both players just really just going for a lot of lings and a few infestors thrown in for good measure. So cR.EdgE is now trying to hold that middle position again, but he is not going to get too far. A random infestor caught out, but he does get a good fungal growth off on some of these lings, and they do go down. Lings are now getting inside the third base of Edge, and he's in a bit of trouble here. Nothing happening really at this third base for cR.EdgE, but of course cR.EdgE is being extremely aggressive, trying to deny this third base of Edge. So Edge, if he can just hold himself and just reposture at the moment, he will be able to get that economy, that extra little bit of economy going, and he is starting to form a little bit of a supply lead here. He's up to 111 and massive fungal growth on the ramp. Going to take down all of those lings, and that is a huge boost to the power of what Edge is doing here with these mass ling infestor styles. He's going to get a spine crawler up. Of course, this hatchery is a little bit worse for wears, but he should be fine with that. Going to get a few more drones out, as we can see the drone count going up to 77 for Edge. He is in a fantastic spot right now. He does have that. He's got 2-2 on those lings, and of course that really helps out with the Banes as well. Meanwhile for cR.EdgE, he's on 1-2, so he is slightly behind. As we said, he's been doing a little bit of pressure, which is meaning that his third base is not getting up and saturated as quickly as he would like, but he does have more drones on the way. He does not have any extra upgrades just at the moment, apart from +2 on the carapace for the ground units, and now there are quite a lot of infestors out of the map, and more are building for both players. So cR.EdgE is going to try and catch up with the infestor count at the moment. For Edge, it is currently sitting at 14 infestors, so he has got quite a lot of power here, and if he can catch out some of these infestors before they unburrow, no he doesn't, but a fungal growth going down on the side there. So Edge does lose quite a lot of his lings that were there, but a big fungal from Edge catches out some of the infestors. That is a huge loss for cR.EdgE. He's now down to 96 supply, so he is in quite a lot of trouble. He does have a lot of lings back home, but with this many fungals available, Edge is going to be in a beautiful position, and he is going to now maneuver his way across the map. The lings spotting that there are a big group of lings now heading across down the southern side. Is Edge going to be able to catch them out? He does. There it is. Big fungals there, catching out the lings, going to dispose of all of those quick smart. In fact, none of those infestors died. So Edge is keeping every little edge that he has, because he is just dominating in this game at the moment. He's now getting 7 more infestors out. cR.EdgE's just trying to replenish his infestor supply. He's up to a total of 5 at the moment, but Edge is still doing a great job of just getting all of his back up and running. Some lings trying to get into the third base here. Of course, if they can hit that hatchery, that's going to be nice to counteract the production capabilities, and I think he will. Yes, he does. Takes down all of that, and as we can see, the lings will get picked off eventually. There are a couple of spine crawlers there, but back at the third base of cR.EdgE, more fungal growth going on all over the place. This is an absolute crazy mess of fungus everywhere, and it looks like cR.EdgE is going to lose some of his capabilities at that third base, but he will take down quite a lot of the infestors of Edge. So Edge is going to need to get some of his units back on track as well. Fungal growth is just absolutely everywhere. This is ridiculous how many fungals are going on, and more resupply of infestors are coming up for Edge, so he does have a lot of infested Terrans going down. This is going to be a huge battle. Of course, it looks as if Edge is just he is losing quite a lot of his lings, but with these infested Terrans in the battle, they're going to do a huge amount of damage, and I think this will be the end of cR.EdgE. He's just suffered so much damage here at the third base. The Baneley nest going down, Evo chamber, the hatch, and everything is being destroyed here, and Edge is just going to head into the third base and should be easily able to take down the rest of these few drones that are left here and the third base. Meanwhile, back inside the main, he's going to lose some of his lings, although cR.EdgE is going to lose his own lings, and I think that will be it very soon. Nice fungal growth from cR.EdgE, but I think it's all a little bit too late. The third base being re-established by Edge. He does have a 4th up the top as well. Going to put those extractors down to make sure he's got good efficiency going on here. And speaking of good efficiency, look at these infested Terrans just annihilating this hatchery. Are they going to actually target it down? No, they're not. They're going to try and target down some of the drones, but looks as if cR.EdgE is going to survive for the moment with this third base, but nope, there you go. Some lings just jumping in, finishing off the rest of this, and nope, he's going to try and target down some of the drones. Does get rid of a lot of those. cR.EdGE's now down to 32 drones. I have no idea how he's going to be able to do anything here, but it looks like Edge has gotten his win today. Of course, a really good, really crazy style there with a lot of micro going on. Of course, Infest is being used to put down fungal growth all over the place, and that bodes quite nicely for Edge, as we said, given his really nice micro. And looks like we're going to have perhaps a final attack from cR.EdgE here. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do anything, but a couple of Banelings now morphing in. cR.EdgE bringing it across and Infestor to try and take them down, but the Infestors actually just decide to cancel what they were going to do, and it looks like Edge takes down a Spore Crawler, and then is he going to hit the main? A little bit of ring around the rosy here. Hatchery, 40, 30. Ooh, very close there, but I think there's a little bit of micro going on. Yeah, up the top, cR.EdgE is trying to take down that fourth base, but is not able to. Yeah, there you go. There is a GG finally, and cR.EdgE has to bow out of this game. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Of course, Edge, one of the great Australian Zerg players that we have. You'll be able to see him at WCS Australia on August 11. Of course, there will be a stream. You can find out more on Team Liquid there once we get to that stage of the month. And hope that you had some fun. We'll catch you all next time. Cheers.